Rivero did it again. He got his revenge on Mamelodi Sundowns, and he did this by changing his system. And we're going to look at how changing his system actually got him to beat Mamelodi Sundowns. We start with the fact that obviously with this system of playing a back three, it freed up Van Rooyen to be able to be more aggressive on Umodiba when he had the ball. So you'd see him flying out to go and mark up. And then at the back there, they will still have a security of the back four because Uhoto would also tuck in so that the system can go back to being a back four. And then in this way, Sundowns will not find a way of coming forward. And the second thing with the system, you see that here, you have Tebogo Mokoena just trying to go and collect the ball. But after looking at him, you will see that Evidence Makgopa is right there, making sure that it doesn't get the ball. And in case it does, you see that there's someone else now, which is Ukabelo Dlamini, stepping up to make sure that the ball does not go to Tebogo Mokoena. And it doesn't end here because we saw this a lot of times that they were trying to get Mokoena out of the game. Anytime he's free, someone is going to be sprinting towards him. He's always tied. Like literally, you can see Gut Allende on top of your screen. No one is around him because the passing lane towards him is closed. But with Mokoena, he's always surrounded and they're making sure that there are no balls that go to him. And you will also see that Sundowns were allowed to play the ball by some other players, but there were specific players like Tebogo Mokoena who were not allowed to play the ball. You see once again here, Tebogo Mokoena is jogging towards the ball, and there is Ukabelo Dlamini again, right behind him. And once he's close enough to Makgopa, he lets him go. But the moment he steps away from Makgopa, then Dlamini steps up again because they did not want to see Mokoena on the ball at any moment in time. So they ended up going long, and then it just never worked for them either. So on top of all of this happening, you also saw that in this situation, even if it wasn't Ukabelo Dlamini, it would be someone else. Like in this case, it's Evidence Makgopa. By the way, while we're here, please do make sure to like the video if you're enjoying it and subscribe to the channel. So let's continue with Tebogo Mokoena being man-marked. But also, look at the wingbacks again. Like Van Rooyen is ready to be aggressive. These things are happening simultaneously. It's not that one happens and then the other happens. While this other one is happening, the other one is also happening at the same time. So they force Sundowns to go long most of the time. And then when they were trying to get the ball, maybe there was a back pass, Pirates were also very aggressive. They were not just sitting deep to defend, but they were very much there to get the ball. And then Makgopa could have gotten the ball, but it didn't get the goal. So we start by looking at the second goal with how this pressure and this thing of having the wing backs move up front did. So in this picture, for example, you can clearly see there at the back, Uhoto is staying there, but you have Van Rooyen stepping up to put pressure on the defender, and it does. And now he forces an error on the defenders, and then Makgopa is then able to step up, and then Suarez tries to defend, but Mfokeng wins the ball and he scores, and it's 2-0 for Pirates. I have not forgotten about the first goal because that's exactly what we're now going to talk about. Because when Pirates were on the ball, they were trying by all means to do everything as quickly as possible before Sundowns could recover. Now look at this. You see how many Sundowns players are in the Pirates half, like in the first third of Pirates. It's 6 Sundowns players, which means there's 4 at the back. And then if you see Pirates players, maybe you can't see them clearly. The important part is not the players that are here, because these ones are just here to attract pressure. The important number of players are these ones. Makgopa being up front, being ready to pounce. And then you have Abubani Abombata joining him in the attack, trying to get the shot off as quickly as possible. You see the same situation. Sundowns are drawn in and then they press. Pirates kick the ball long, and then all of a sudden Hoto is in through, and then the ball is played to him. He's trying to play the ball across, and then Suarez is back to recover. But basically they are trying to make sure that they just hammer Pirates, his Sundowns as fast as possible. And then you see in the first goal of Pirates as well, it was the same thing. Pirates wins the ball back, and all of a sudden the ball is played to who? Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen then releases Makgopa. Suarez slips, and who's joining him? This time it's not Umbata but Mfokeng, who then scores that first goal for a Pirates. Quick movement, very fast. And what this back three then enable Pirates as well in the change of system, as I said earlier on, it enables that guy of Van Rooyen to be much further forward in during the attack of Orlando Pirates. And you can still have the back four at the back, because now you are not playing Van Rooyen as a right back, but you are playing him as a right wing back, and you have three people who are covering him, and you still have Uhoto on the other side. And it also frees him, because after winning the ball, now there are numbers, there are more players available up front as they're going forward, which is why I always say, just because the team is playing a back five, that does not mean they're defending, because in this case, the three defenders could then sit back and allow the full backs, or wing backs rather in this case, to go forward and cause problems. So then you can see again here in this case, this is the most important thing of the system of Pirates, is that they were also very much prepared to deal with counters, because usually we saw this same situation against Gallants, except that it was two players against one striker, and then they fumbled that and they ended up conceding. But in this case, they have three, and then they have two players, Makaula, Nombata, coming back to recover, and then they're able to then nick the ball away and start the attack again. And this also allows the numerical advantage outward, because if you have Uxoki versus Ushalolile, there's going to be one winner there. But since there's additional help there from Van Rooyen, now they have the numerical advantage in those wide areas that Sundowns usually overload by having not just Ushalolile or Reyners on that wide side, they'll also have more Diva. So having someone helping the center back or the right back even is going to be very important. And also, having this back three also allows you that if you are in the back five situation, and then you have Abo Allende trying to drop between the lines, then you can have, who do you see there? Can clearly see that it's BC, and then Usbisi is stepping up to Allende to stop him from receiving the ball between the lines, because if he gets the ball there, then he's able to pick the pass. So since that pass is no longer available, they play the ball back. Usimbogas is doing the same thing. He steps out of the back line and then he wins the ball back from Uribero. Again, you have Uxoki here stepping up to prevent Umodiba from playing once again, because if they play the ball in that position, they can counter you, and then it doesn't happen because he stepped up and he has that security that I have someone backing me. And once again here you have Usbisi stepping up once again to Reyners, making sure that they stop them from playing. And another thing is that even after Pirates lost the ball, let's say like in this case, the ball is played long, they try to flick it, they fail to flick it over. But look at what happens. Abumfukengi are quick and back into the position, and they're winning the ball back. Another situation, the ball is played and the ball is played wide, and then Hoto does the wrong things. He loses the ball. Makaula is back. He wins the ball back. And now they can start an attack through Van Rooyen and then try to go forward. If the ball is lost again, you can clearly see that Thabo Makgopa are also tracking back. Mfukeng is also now behind the ball. You can see no Pirates player is not behind the ball at that point. And then again, another example with Makgopa, it's the same situation. Pirates are playing the ball and they try to go forward because they were trying to keep the ball as much as they could. So the ball is won back, and you can clearly see that everyone now, even Makgopa, who was the outlet as the out ball, is now back, and everyone is now behind the ball. And this ultimately becomes the situation of they were disciplined. It wasn't just about the tactics, but the players had to go out as well and make sure that they execute the plan that the coach had. So overall, this was a good tactical approach by Jose Rivero, but it was also a very good and disciplined performance by the players. We saw Bombogazi stepping up and Aborele Mfukeng just upping their defensive game as well. Everyone just did their job, and if I was an Orlando Pirates fan, I would be very happy to watch that performance, because as I was watching it, analyzing it, by the way, it's 8 minutes past 1 as I'm making this video in the morning. So I was like, wow, these guys really stepped up and they played for their fans. And you guys, Orlando Pirates fans, you should really be proud of this performance. And I wanted to show you one last thing, which is the fact that the Pirates, when they did these things, there was also something they did. You see here that there is a player of Orlando Pirates who steps up, Uxoki, and then he gets caught. Urenas plays the ball, offside or not. But you see Mbogazi doesn't give up. He goes and he gets the ball. Ne? And then you have this situation second half. You see that the stepping up, it fails. And then what happens? They play the ball over. Look at what happens. Marco stops completely. And then Umdao scores the goal. He stops nje lapho. He is waiting for the ref to make a decision, only to find that the guy was nowhere near being offside. He was actually played on by the defender on the top side, and then they concede. So once again, it just goes to show that a good plan by the coach that was being executed by everyone else, just because Marco expected or thought or wasn't playing to the whistle, made a mistake and almost cost the whole game. But then again, I can give him an excuse because he had only been on for 3 minutes in the game and then this thing happened. So it just shows you the importance of being switched on all the way in games like these. And the rest of the Pirates team for the rest of the game, they did a good job. It was just this one mistake and then they considered a goal. But for the rest of the game, they were exactly doing the things that they did since the beginning of the game. So shout out to Pirates, and remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Bye.